Canyon introduced their first ever e-mountain bike, the Spectral On, just over a year ago. 150mm travel, dual wheel size. But how does it compare to their new e-mountain bike, the Neuron On? 130mm travel, 29-inch wheels. Well, we are here in some pretty big hills to find out just that, to showcase trail or Aggro Trail, and to ask the question, what is the difference between the two? And how do you decide what bike to choose?
Wow, what an amazing location, Steve. Steve?
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of e-bikes, right? We're out here exploring. We're not waiting for an uplift, queuing for a train.
Yeah.
Anyway, coffee. Latte or cappuccino?
I don't mind. I just don't mind.
Oh, come on. What's up with you?
Oh, I don't know. I've just been thinking. I mean, 130mm, 150mm. I don't know. How do you make the decision between the two?
Anyway, chocolate, Snickers or Mars?
I don't care. Just give the Snickers.
You're a bundle of laughs today.
Well,
What's up?
I mean, that's just it, right? I mean, you mentioned chocolate. You give me this chocolate bar. I mean, the difference between the two bikes, I mean, it's probably the thickness of that. How in the hell do you decide?
Needed this, Steve.
Do you know what? It's about categories. Like I said earlier, trail or Aggro Trail.
But what is Aggro Trail or trail?
Genre of bike, Chris. Genre of bike. It's such things as suspension design, shock tune, componentry, geometry. But you are right. What bike do you choose? Which is why, to be perfectly clear with you, Canyon actually sponsored this video to answer just that question. Although the content within what we do is entirely up to us. Hence, we're here on this hill talking about chocolate bars.
You found the sweet spot yet, Steve?
Nah, do you know what? I'm still pondering. And do you know what? Like the mountain, this mountain has two sides to it. Actually, it has many sides to it. But they both have similarities and strengths.
Well, today we're taking the Neuron and the Spectral to the top of Snowdon, a long, arduous climb, and then we're going to split onto two different tracks. One is super technical, one super fast. But what exactly is a trail bike anyway? Well, it's a mountain bike in its truest sense, made to climb and descend pretty much whatever you come across out on the trail. It's the ultimate all-rounder, mid-travel, and the ability to ride all day, up, down and along with ease in total comfort and control. So what is an Aggro trail bike? Well, start with the accessibility and all-round nature of the trail bike and add a bit more spice to it. It'll pretty much do everything a trail bike will do, but really comes into its own on more aggressive, bigger hitting and gravity-focused technical terrain.
Wow, there's the top. Over 3,500 feet on one battery charge. That's pretty impressive. And I tell you what, we did it in the standard motor settings. You can actually customize this bike on the eTube app.
That's right, Steve. One thing I have been staring at all day is this USB mount on my top tube. I mean, I can charge my lights because I don't want to be getting stuck up there in the dark.
Well, we're not going to. We're going to dive off the other side. No, it's not about the top of the mountain. This is what it's all about, dropping off the top of Snowdon. But before that, Chris, I think we need to talk a little bit about the differences between these two bikes. Yeah. After all, I've got a 29-inch wheel up front and a 27.5 in the rear. The Neuron, on the other hand, is 29-inch front and rear.
Yeah. Also, it's a 130mm travel bike versus the Spectral, which is 150 on the rear with a 160mm travel fork. Also, the Neuron is a linear design versus that, which is very progressive.
But the biggest difference, Chris, is, and it's a difference rather than a strength one way or the other, it's all about the attitude. And that's the big difference between these two bikes. A bit like this hill, there's two ways off it.
Yep.
You can either go super tech or super fast. trail like you have,
Yeah.
or Aggro Trail. So it's a case of smooth and sweet, or something a little bit nutty.
Enough of the sweet talk, let's go.
One of the key differences between the Spectral and the Neuron is the fact that this bike actually has adjustable geometry to enable you to make the bike react just as you want to. You can either have it slacker and lower or steeper and higher, and you can do this within a couple of seconds. I prefer to have the lower and slacker setting on this bike because combined with that short chainstay, it really does enable you to attack those corners and just dive in and out of the trail. The Spectral's 160mm fork not only provides slightly more travel, its larger diameter is more suited to giving you support when hitting big rocks. There's also a mixed wheel size on the Spectral, and that 2.8 rear tyre will really pull you up cliffs given its width and its tread pattern. It will also cushion your ride with that big volume. Now it's places like this where, as I mentioned earlier, the Spectral really does shine. Tight switchbacks, and because of that short chainstay, you can get around them super quick.
The Neuron On is similar to the Spectral in many ways. However, this time it has 29-inch wheels front and rear with fast rolling tyres, means trails like this become an absolute blast with a fast, balanced ride. But what about winching yourself back up? Well, you could say the slightly longer chainstays mean this bike is slightly better at climbing, but again, very small margins here. But what it does give is a more forward weight placement on the bike. The geometry on the Neuron is actually pretty close to the Spectral, and essentially the handling is not that dissimilar. But again, some great sizes mean there's a fit in here for everyone. But for me, this is mountain biking, breaking loose from the trail centre, exploring the big wide world around you. Where the heck is Steve? Thought it'd be here. Ah, there he is. Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. I kind of got lost.
We carried away.
But actually, it was quite good fun getting lost.
This was amazing fun on the way down the hill.
What a descent.
Amazing, wasn't it?
All time. Question is,
Yeah.
which is the best bike?
Well,
This is it. I mean, which is the best descent of all these mountains? They're all great.
amazing.
Doesn't actually matter. They're just different, right?
yeah.
But I had a great time. However, the key question is, how do you actually make the decision between a 130 bike and a 150 bike? Chris?
Well, you could say this requires a little bit more creative line choice on the technical stuff, but it absolutely flies on the single track.
Yeah, do you know what? And I think up there at 3,000 feet in those big rocks, this bike, this 150mm travel bike, was in its element. You know, the 27.5 combination allowed you to push through those square edge rocks, and that 2.8 tyre on the rear really gave you loads of bite to get up those climbs.
I can imagine.
However, when it comes to 130 versus 150. I actually think that it's not as big on an e-bike as it is on a non-e-bike. Chris, would you agree?
Yeah, I think on a traditional bike, the 130 bikes tend to get a bit skittish and a bit loose when it gets technical. But I think the 130 mil travel e-bike, super stable with all that added weight, added grip. It was a breeze to ride today. It was really good fun.
So I think the bottom line is actually you need to be honest about the kind of trails that you ride. Try some bikes out, try sizes. Ask your mates to have a go on their bikes.
Or get along to a demo day.
Demo days, all about demo days, right? Great. So Chris, well, there's a little bit more trail left to go.
And the sun's about to go down.
The sun is about to go down.
Let's drop in.
What an amazing day. Well, I think Wales has delivered. Actually, everything's delivered. The bikes have delivered. Yeah. It's been a great day.
Wales never fails, Steve. It's been an amazing ride today. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, don't forget you can actually subscribe to EMBN so we can continue to bring you some e-mountain bike content. In the meantime, if you want to stay with us, there's a video which actually showcases what these bikes can actually do, and it's France to Italy high-level route. Check that out just down by here.
Yeah, and if you want to take a closer look at the Canyon Spectral, we've done a nice first look video. You can check out all the nitty gritty on that bike. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Drop us some comments in the box below, and we'll see you in the next one.